Many historical accounts follow a standard path. They suggest human civilization began in earnest with the Great Migration out of Africa, roughly 100,000 years ago. In this view, the Indian subcontinent is framed as a secondary settlement, a destination people eventually reached. But the ground itself reveals a much older reality. In the Narmada Valley, archaeologists found a fossilized skull belonging to the Narmada human, dating back 500,000 years. And in Rewat, we've uncovered stone tools used by humans 200,000 years ago. Organizing a timeline this vast requires looking at the nature of the evidence itself. Historians categorize the past into 3 distinct eras based on the specific physical records left behind. The first is prehistory. It was an age of survival, with no written records or known languages. We define this period by its stone tools and early agricultural settlements like Mehrgar, where humans first began to settle and farm. Even without text, these people left messages. The Bhimbetka cave paintings in Madhya Pradesh show us animals, hunts, and figures, the earliest surviving visual communication ancient Indians left for the future. These tools and paintings prove a continuous human presence thrived on the subcontinent, long before the first cities were built or the first words were written. The second era, proto-history, begins around 3300 BCE. This was the Bronze Age, marked by the rise of the Harappan or Indus Valley Civilization. This era presents a unique challenge. These people built sophisticated, grid-planned cities and left thousands of seals with a distinct script. But because we cannot yet decode their language, their inner world remains a mystery. By 1900 BCE, the Harappan cities declined and the Vedic period began. The evidence shifts from unreadable physical seals to the Vedas, a massive body of oral literature passed down through generations. Proto-history serves as a bridge. It marks the phase where India organized into complex societies, even if their specific voices are still lost to us. Around 600 BCE, we enter the historical era. This period is defined by concrete written records and the rise of the 16 Mahajanapadas, powerful states with organized governments and armies. When Alexander the Great invaded in 326 BCE, he brought Greek and Roman chroniclers. For the first time, foreign historical accounts allowed researchers to cross-verify Indian timelines with outside data. This political environment led to the Mauryan Empire under Chandragupta and Ashoka. This was the first power to control nearly the entire subcontinent, from Afghanistan to the Deep South. The transition to carved stone edicts and outside documentation changed how India's history could be proven and studied globally. The timeline then moves into the Classical Age. While the Gupta Empire oversaw a period of high culture in the north, the Chola, Chera, and Pandya dynasties maintained long-standing power in the south. The arrival of Central Asian and Middle Eastern powers introduced new administrative styles and cultural perspectives, further expanding the written record of the subcontinent. In the north, the Delhi Sultanate established itself as a major power, while the south saw the rise of the Vijayanagara Empire, famous for its wealth and architecture. From the 1500s, the Mughal Empire dominated the landscape. From Babur to Aurangzeb, they left a sweeping geographic and architectural legacy that defined the region for centuries. As Mughal power began to weaken in the 17th century, the Marathas rose from the Deccan to become a formidable force. Thousands of years of shifting capitals and competing empires did not erase Indian identity. Instead, these influences were synthesized into a single, complex culture. This cycle shifted when European trading companies arrived. What began as trade ended in British colonization, moving the control of the country and its documentation to Western powers. The response began with the 1857 revolt and grew into a massive freedom movement in the 20th century. The struggle was diverse. Mahatma Gandhi led nonviolent mass mobilizations that brought millions of citizens into the political movement. Other leaders, such as Subhas Chandra Bose and Bhagat Singh, organized revolutionary movements and armies to challenge British rule through direct action. The pressure from these combined forces eventually broke British control in 1947. Independence, however, was accompanied by the painful partition of the subcontinent. Reflecting on the new nation, Pandit Nehru described Indian history as a continuous process of a civilization finding itself. The history of the subcontinent is an unbroken 500,000-year chain of human survival, synthesis, and resilience. To truly understand who you are today, you must understand the massive history you come from. If you enjoyed this journey, remember to like, share, and subscribe to History Connect.